Hi, I'm Jeff Harrell, Program Director here at Fitness and Athletic Center, and we're going to cover the last portion of our squat mobility series to address the ankles or heels elevating off the ground as we squat. So again, the problem we're trying to fix is squatting down, coming up onto the toes with the heels lifting off. We've covered ankle mobility, some simple assessments that you can do to determine if your ankles are the weak link in that equation. We've covered hip mobility and some assessments you can do to see if that is the issue. If your ankles move well, your hips move well, and you're still having problems with your heels lifting off the ground as you squat, the next thing and the last thing from a strength and mobility standpoint we're going to look at is going to be core strength and stability. So a couple things we can do to see if that is the missing link is add in a counterbalance to our squat to see if that helps us be able to keep our heels planted. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to grab a box or a bench, something that allows us when we're in that bottom position of the squat to be below parallel. So by below parallel, we want the crease of our hip to be below or at the top of our thigh at the knee. So we'll find a bench or a box, something so you can gauge depth and make sure you're squatting to an adequate depth. From there, the first way we can counterbalance, we can use a medicine ball. You can also use a pair of light dumbbells, 3 to 7 pounds or so should be plenty weight. You don't want it to be too heavy, but enough weight to give you a little bit of a counterbalance. So if we're using the dumbbells, we're gonna do the same thing as with the medicine ball. As we squat down and set our hips down and back, we're gonna press that weight out in front of us, and then we're gonna come back up. If by doing that, our heels stay flat, that shows us that it's a core weakness issue, and that's something we can work on in addressing. We can use that counterbalance to build that strength and stability over time. A heavier counterbalance is going to make it easier. A lighter counterbalance is going to make it harder. So we simply start at a heavier counterbalance and work our way down to a lighter counterbalance until we no longer are holding weight, or we can reach less distance away from our body. The closer it is, the harder it's going to be to our body. Another way we can use a counterbalance is by adding resistance bands. So you simply want to get some tension on those bands, hold it tight to your body, all right, and then squat down and back up, and that band's going to help pull you forward, help pull you up. And so the same idea, to progress that over time, we would want less resistance, making it harder, and having less tension on the bands. If you do those things and those don't seem to help, you're still having heels come up off the ground, then it's probably a form or technique breakdown, and that's something you're going to want to get with a skilled trainer or coach to help you fix.